Hey Sarah, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. So I'll introduce you to the listeners who don't know you yet. You're a balayage specialist and educator from Franklin, Massachusetts, and you're on the BTC team.
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Well, let's get into it. How did you get into this business in the first place? Why aren't you like an insurance salesman? Why are you a hairstylist?
I've wanted to do hair since I was like 5 years old. I started doing all my Barbie's hair. I cut all the hair off.
A
I literally have
classic
been,
story.
I went to vocational high school, so I've been doing it. I got my license at 18 years old.
Wow. Okay, so
hmm
hold on. So I've heard vocational high school before, but so is it, do you learn hair only, or is it like half normal stuff, like general ed, and then half hair?
Yep. So it's actually half and half. Like freshman year, you get to like do exploratory and like do a bunch of different shops. And then halfway through, you decide. And then from sophomore to senior, every other week was like academics and then the hair part. So for like
Every other
four
week.
full years, I was in hair school.
Wow.
hmm
I mean, that's like the way to do it, isn't it? I mean, so many kids, they go through high school and then they go to college. They have no idea what the hell they want to do.
Exactly.
And they've learned everything about, Etruscan history, and they get out and they can't find a job.
I know it's crazy. I always know I'm so blessed that I always knew what I wanted to do. And I didn't pay for hair school. It was completely free. So that's
That's a
even more
great point.
amazing. hmm
Yeah, it is. So, your parents, did they have anything to do with the salon industry?
No, literally, I have no idea why I woke up one day and was like, I want to do hair.
Just right
I
out
just,
of the gate.
yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
hmm
And I don't know if you might not be old enough, but
Um,
was this pre-YouTube?
well, this is funny. You guys didn't guess my age. I
I'm not,
don't care.
I don't dare to play that game,
No, but
especially not with all the listeners listening.
I don't mind. I'm 41, everyone.
You're
So
41.
I've been
Okay,
doing hair
so
23 years, and it
that's
was way
amazing.
before Facebook, social media. We had
YouTube.
to like our classes were in salon training. We didn't have all this amazing online education
Yeah.
that everyone has nowadays.
Yeah.
It's a lot different.
I have a daughter who's 14, and probably at least the last 5 years, she'll go onto YouTube and then she'll disappear into her bathroom and she'll emerge with the most amazing beach waves
Oh
or
yeah.
tight curls or stick straight hair, whatever, her creative wherever her interest is in the moment, she emerges with the most amazing thing, and she just sits there on YouTube and does it. And it's just a different world, isn't it?
It is amazing. It's
Yeah.
so like education is like at your right there in front of you. Nothing
Yeah.
like it was when I was in hair school. So
Yeah. And I've never said anything about her hair.
hmm.
I never told her to go to YouTube to learn how to do it. And my wife doesn't either. She just has done it. And then she goes to school with this spectacular hair every day, and she's kind of known for
Maybe
having
she's
really
gonna be
good
a
hair at school.
hairstylist.
Maybe it's in the cards.
I think
Okay,
so.
so you get out of high school with a cosmetology license, or at least with the education, and then you went to go get the license. You went to take the test and everything.
Yeah.
Okay,
So in Massachusetts, you have to have 1,000 hours, and you can actually even be like halfway through senior year. As soon as you get your 1,000 hours, which don't count until you're 16, you can go take your state board. So I think I got my license probably a week before I graduated. So you don't even have to wait till you graduate.
amazing.
hmm
And where else can you make that kind of money at 16, 17, 18
I
years old?
know.
It's
I
crazy.
know.
All right, so you graduate, you get your license, and where did you go?
So from there, I went to like my journey at the beginning took a while to find like the right fit. I worked at like so many different salons. I was a shampoo girl since I was like 14. Um, I can't remember. It's been so long, 20 years later. I just
Yeah.
remember I struggled at first. I didn't like talking to the clients. I was kind of like an introvert. It's scary. It's like we didn't have like a ton of people really looking to invest in you personally. They just wanted you to put the color on the client for them and shampoo for you. So I really had to like find my way through the industry and find the right salon, the right fits. till I finally, I think I was like 20 when I found a salon that I was at for like 7 years. And that was like my longest term salon before I started working for myself. And
Got it.
that's where I really like grew. We had a lot of like Paul Mitchell in salon education at the time. I really blossomed in that salon. And then I broke off and decided I wanted to go rent a chair. I was there for 15 years, my last
Amazing.
salon. And then me and my best friends, Steph and Taylor, all just opened a salon last year. So,
Interesting. Okay, so it
yeah.
took you about 2 years after getting your license to find the right place.
Yeah, took
And
a
then
couple of
once you
years.
found the right place, you were there for 7 years.
Yeah.
And that was the right place. You learned things and I'm sure you grew and
I
matured and
built my
stuff.
clientele. I built enough clients to bring with me when I decided to go work for myself.
Yeah. So then you went independent, and for 15 years you were independent, and you probably your income skyrocketed and you did great. And now you own your own salon with a couple of your girlfriends.
Yeah, well, I'm renting. My best friend owns it, but like it's just three of us. So me
Got
and
it.
Steph rent from Taylor.
Got
So
it.
it's basically our salon.
Got it. So you're still independent at the
Yeah.
salon, and it's going well?
Yeah, it's going amazing.
Okay. And so you split your time between being behind the chair with your clients. And by now, I'm sure you've got a fantastic clientele. You've probably got all your favorite clients you've been doing for maybe a decade or
I
more
do
at
have
this
some that's
point.
still with me.
Yeah, which is amazing. And they keep coming back to you. And you're
Mhm.
also educating. Why did you start educating?
Ah, that's another funny thing because I wasn't like academically, I was not a good student. The only thing that kept me in from dropping out of high school was my love for doing hair. Because I struggled in high school. I didn't like school. So I'm like, me as a teacher, I'm like, it's just like crazy. I came full circle.
Hmm.
So somebody asked me to go to my old school and teach a balayage class. And I was like, okay, I'll go with you, but I have no idea what I'm doing. I do not know how to teach. So I was so nervous. I'm only teaching to students who they don't even know if I'm teaching wrong, basically. So I
Right.
went there and offered my time, taught a balayage class, and I was like, I think this is like I love teaching. And I went back again, taught another free balayage class to the students, and that was like when I just really knew this was for me. So then I just felt like the calling to teach. And I don't even have a brand that was backing me up. I wasn't on the BTC team yet. I just knew I wanted to teach. So I just like put it out there, put myself out there, um, offered a class. And my first class, I had 15 people. I was like, wow, people actually want to learn from me. So then, like, I think a year later is when I actually got on BTC team. And that's obviously helped my career. Just like, it helps to be on the team, basically.
Right.
To like fill your classes, but it was just like something I knew inside me that I'm meant to do, and I just did it on my own.
It's so interesting because I want to connect the dots between when you're like, why would I be a teacher
I know.
when I was so bad at school? Why would
I
anybody
was.
listen to me? I don't know if I'm going to say the right things or be effective
Mm-mm.
in, communicating to the students to, wow, this is what I want to do. Like, what was it in that first one or two experiences in front of the students that really made it click for you?
I think it's just like the feedback, um, just like when you're doing something you know is meant for you, you just can like feel it in your soul. And I think it's just like feedback from people being like, "Oh, Sarah," the feedback is what really gives me the courage to continue to teach till this day. Like
Hmm.
every time you doubt yourself, and every time I walk out of a class, I'm like, I feel so fulfilled. Like this is my calling. And then all these people like tell me, Sarah, I'm still using your technique, and it still blows my mind. Like every time.
Right.
I just can't
Highly,
explain how fulfilling it is to know that you're, like, helping stylists behind the chair.
extremely
That makes
satisfying.
sense?
Well, of course. Of course
Yeah.
it
It's just
does.
so satisfying.
And then I guess I would assume that from the first time that you were teaching in your former beauty school, high school,
Mhm.
trade school, to now, you've probably even gotten better, right? I mean, you deliver the information with better words and better
Oh,
ways.
definitely. It's just
And how
practice makes perfect.
practice makes perfect. And have you had any kind of mentor or um, how do you learn how to do that?
I don't. I didn't.
You
No,
just
I
figure it
literally
out.
haven't had a mentor. I just figured it out. I can't
I
give
love that.
anyone else credit.
This is zero mentor.
Yeah, like
I don't
say a
need a mentor.
prayer.
I figured it out on my own, which is totally cool.
Exactly.
I could see that. Okay, so how often are you educating now? You're on the BTC team. Why don't we start there with
Yeah.
this next question? What is the BTC team
Yeah.
for those listeners who don't know?
So for the BTC team, we are like on their, it's part of it is their influencer team. So we actually you actually get paid campaigns to work with different brands to post for them like on Instagram. So most of like my experience with BTC team is they give me campaigns. So they've actually connected me to different brands like Joico, which is a brand that I like end up really like loving and having a partnership, a more of a longer term relationship with. So like their goal is to help us connect to different brands, figure out like where we belong in the industry. Everyone has a different experience with BTC team, but mine is mostly for like the influencing part is where I get actually paid campaigns with them. So that's like
Hmm.
amazing. It's another income. And that's been
Hmm.
another I can like give you another little fun fact. I have MS.
Oh,
So I know nobody knows that really.
oh my God.
I'm still standing every day doing hair, but like I was trying, besides teaching and doing all this influencing on Instagram, which you get paid for, I wanted to really find another way, a source of income that wasn't always just standing 10 hours behind the chair every day. Like I still do work full time, but it's nice to have that little bit of like cushion of like, like people don't understand that we, as hairstylists, there's so many more ways to like make money besides just standing behind the chair.
Oh yeah.
So BTC team's been a huge like impact on me because it's actually another income. Like I have campaigns that last me through the whole year. So it's amazing. Like influencing is just another part of my job that I've got another form of income with. So it's like
Yeah.
so cool, like how the industry has changed. Like I couldn't do this when I first nobody even had Instagram when I became a hairstylist. So
Yeah.
now I can get paid to like post for brands. So I'm getting paid by the client, right? But then you're also getting paid for the video you're making while you're doing the client. So you're really like you can just really grow your income in different ways now, which is
Uh-huh.
incredible. So
It is incredible. So,
yeah.
so much that you just said right there, and I'll try to unpack it,
Sorry. I
as
have a
people like to
lot.
say. No, it's great. So, first of all, you have MS, and
Yeah.
for whatever reason, my tongue always gets in the way when I try to say the whole
Like
word.
muscular sclerosis. I can't even say it.
Mul- isn't it multiple
Multiple
sclerosis?
sclerosis. Yeah, I don't even know.
Or if it's muscular, that's really funny. I don't even
Maybe
know.
it's multiple. I don't even know what I have. MS.
Everyone everyone just calls it MS. But
Exactly.
but immediately
Um,
when you said MS, I thought of multiple sclerosis,
yeah, I think it is.
and nobody listens to this podcast for medical information, so it doesn't matter if we get it right or wrong.
Exactly.
So you have this, and that's incredible because I know
Yeah.
that there are people who have this
In a
who can't
wheelchair.
walk. Yeah.
Exactly.
So tell us what the hell? How did this
So
happen?
one day, 27 years old, I thought I had a pinched nerve. They did an MRI. Like, oh, you have lesions on your brain. It looks like
Oh,
it could be MS. So then, like, through a long term, like a long time, they had to like keep like it's not like a blood test. You just have to like watch the symptoms and see if it looks like it could be that. It's an autoimmune disease. So, long story short, I'm on preventative medication, obviously, that I'm able to do my job every day.
okay.
But I do, in the back of my mind, wanted like another source of income
Hell yeah.
so I didn't have to kill myself 40 hours a week behind the chair.
Totally.
So I'm so blessed that like there's so much at our disposal as hairstylists now because of Instagram and TikTok and the internet. It's amazing.
So I'm
That's kind
not
of
done
how I got into it.
at 100%, which makes so much sense and is so inspirational for everybody listening because that is kind of the dream of everybody is that they have, a second or third, an additional way to make money, not just being behind the chair. And I hate to say just, because so many people have an amazing career being behind the chair
Mhm.
only.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
wouldn't it be great to
Wouldn't it be
have
great?
more, right? So
Exactly.
so you've done it well, and but hold on, I still have more MS questions. Um, okay, so as long as you're taking, so there's medication that helps mitigate the symptoms of MS. Is that what
Yeah,
I'm hearing?
so
Okay.
it's kind of like stunts your immune. MS is like an overactive immune system. It's like your
Okay.
body attacks itself. It attacks like the the covering that's supposed to be protecting your nerves. So when it attacks you, you can have like weird random I've had like burning, numbness,
Just a
tingling.
sensation of
My head
burning.
went numb one time.
Unbelievable.
Weird things. I've
Weird
literally
things.
missed 1 week of work my whole time of ever having this disease. Like, I've worked with my leg tingling. Like, nothing really stops me unless I can't walk. One time I couldn't
Wow.
really walk straight. I was like walking like crooked for like a week. So anyways, like the medication slows the progression of the disease and like kind of stunts your immune system so it's not attacking itself. So I should
Wow.
get sick all the time because my immune system's stunted, but I really
Right.
don't. I'm blessed
Right.
in that way too.
I'm sure it's a balance. The medication tries to balance.
Exactly. So they have to like
Yeah.
test your blood to make sure they're not killing too many white blood cells, obviously.
Wow. That's
But
amazing.
so far, so good.
Well, I mean, how inspirational is that?
Yeah.
As I, I run a business and I have children and, a family and everything. I am constantly getting excuses from people, and I find myself, one of my tasks, one of my duties is getting rid of people's excuses because people love to give excuses. And
Yeah.
so you listen to your story and it's like, how do you have an excuse? Like, because you're tired, you don't want to show up to
Yeah.
work. I
I'm
mean,
tired a lot. That's why I
listen to
drink
Sarah's
this.
story. And that's a coffee. She held up a 14-foot
This giant
glass
iced
of coffee.
coffee.
Yeah. Cup of coffee.
Everyone
So
knows I
big
love
it covered
coffee.
her. Yeah, so you're like the image of grit and tenacity. So
Oh,
good,
thank
good for
you.
you. That's amazing. You
Mhm.
know, qualities that we need to continue to have in our culture and society. So amazing for you, Sarah. Thanks for sharing that, Sarah. It was amazing, and
Of
hopefully
course.
you continue to manage it well, so you can continue to excel because
Exactly.
you're excelling. Even though you've got this big adversity, that you have to deal
Yeah.
with that just pops up. It's like you didn't
You
do
have no
anything,
control
it
over it.
just pops up out of the blue. Could happen to anybody, right?
Exactly. So I try to like
Um,
be very grateful for like what I do because I know like it's not promised. Like who knows what tomorrow is going to bring, but I'm just like
exactly.
blessed that I can do what I love every day. Still 20 years later, I still love what I do. So that's amazing.
It is amazing. So that brings us to one of the things you're doing to kind of insulate yourself from the possibility that you might not be able to walk next week.
Yeah.
And that is that you've been able to get an additional source of income uh, with your kind of influencer work through
Hmm.
BTC. And that's basically what the BTC team is BTC obviously has a lot of brand relationships because that's how
Yes.
they support themselves as a business, and they have a lot of beauty professional relationships, and so they act as a kind of a matchmaker for
Exactly.
brand to beauty professional. And so you described how you got with Joico, and that's been
Hmm.
a good partnership, a good relationship, and has allowed you to make some additional money on the side as you're doing your normal behind the chair work. And that's so amazing. Okay, so how does one become a BTC team member?
Okay. So I teach this at my like social media classes. So they have, if you go on the BTC team, like Instagram, you can fill out a survey to receive the boxes. And they love to find like hairstylists that don't have a lot of followers. They're not like looking for like these big following. They love working with smaller, like newer people. And you have to fill out for these BTC boxes, and then they want to see that you're serious about creating content with the box that they send you. So they're going to send you products, and they want to see that you're going to make educational videos. They're really looking for education. They're all about like they want to see you educate with the product that they send you. So you have to fill out for the boxes. If they pick you, take that box very seriously because that's how they're gonna be looking on the hashtags and see who's posting for them. It took me a few years to actually get on the team of getting these boxes. They're not paid at first. It's just you're just doing it for like the product and you wanting to be seen by them. And then eventually keep being persistent, they're going to recognize you. And they're always
Hmm.
adding to the team.
Hmm. Makes a lot of sense. And it makes a
Hmm.
lot of sense. And I'm glad you mentioned that smaller followings are valuable too.
They are.
I we used to have conversations maybe a year or two ago when kind of some of the engagement levels of some of the bigger followings seemed to be kind of waning a little bit as the content just went nuts on Instagram. There's
Hmm.
so much. It kind of made the micro influencer thing a little bit more valuable as Instagram was trying to, let's say somebody has 1,000 followers, and of those 1,000 followers, 50 are hairstylist friends,
Yeah,
right? And those tend to pop up in your feed, pretty often. So you have a tremendous amount of value as a, let's say, 1,000 follower beauty professional as well, because you have real relationships with those 50 people. And brands really want those 50 people to know about
exactly.
their new product, from somebody that they have a relationship with, very closely, versus kind of one of these mega influencers with 800,000 followers who maybe the hairstylist doesn't know personally. So
Yeah, that
there's a
actually
lot of
makes
value
so
in
much
that.
sense. Yeah, that makes so much sense the way you explain it.
Exactly. So also, there's kind of a local element to it. Oftentimes those 50 people are kind of within, the same 5 salons in the same city or something, and it could be highly influential on a person to person basis, kind of
Hmm.
more like quality over quantity.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
okay, so that happens. You do the boxes. You try your hand at making content using the products in the boxes. You're given a little free advertising to the
Hmm. The
brands, but
brands.
that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
And if you do a good job at it, then you might be worth paying, right?
Exactly.
And
And they'll
that's
reach
the way
out
the
to
brand
you.
sees it. That's the
Hmm.
way the brand sees it. Is it worth paying this person, to be an influencer or an ambassador for us?
Exactly.
hmm Okay, and then are there? Give us some details. As many as you can share. Obviously, nothing. You don't have to say sensitive things, but if you have a deal with a brand, what are you required to do? For example.
So depending on like who I've worked for, like brands directly, and for a BTC team's a little different. Um, if a brand reaches out to you, you should have um you should already have something like set up that has like your pricing. So they'll say like, oh, send me your media kit. It's called a media kit. I was trying to think of the word. Have a media kit prepared, which is like who you are, your Instagram, like how many followers you have, maybe like who's like different kind of like engagement statistics, and the pricing that you want for a video. Like right now, for my videos, 1,500 is my pricing. Took me a
Wow,
while to get there, but I have brands that have paid me $1,500 for one video, which is crazy.
amazing!
One
All the
video.
all the listeners on their
You guys
way
hear
to their
this?
salons in
They
the
have
morning
money out there. I mean, they
there's
may start
money
with
on.
like when I first started, maybe it was like $200 a video, but still like that's still crazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now with like certain like oh, that sometimes they want to do like a long, like say it's a 3-month campaign, they'll say give me 4 videos a month for 3 months for like $1,000 a month. Okay, that's still $3,000. Maybe you're doing a little pushing out more content, but then now you have a 3-month promise that you're getting $3,000. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like paying my mortgage. So
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And by the way, it's kind of forcing you to do the thing that you should be doing anyway, which is posting on
Exactly.
your posting on your social media, for the benefit of making sure that new clients are finding you and all those other things.
Yes, I'm posting every day consistently no matter what. So obviously it's my goal for that post to be a paid post.
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, it's not, but
Yeah.
like another thing we teach in our social media, when me and the girls teach, is like how important, like you said, consistency is. If you're not posting every day, then your page, you get lost in all the millions of posts a day. Like you have to be consistent or your page is not going to grow these days. So
hmm
like consistency is key for sure.
Consistency is key.
Mhm.
All right, that's pretty awesome. So hopefully we've inspired some listeners
I
to go out
know.
there and try
Posts.
that. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about. We kind of segued for a moment a little bit right there. let's talk about the best way to find new clients now that it's 2025.
Ugh.
How do you find new clients in 2025?
Well, I've been actually I mean, I get all my clients from Instagram basically. That's like social media is like a huge way. You have to have your portfolio out there because clients don't really they want to see who you are before they sit in your chair. It's like a trust thing. They want to see your face, they want to see your work, and they want to know if you're worth sitting in your chair. So I
Yep.
definitely think social media is like the most important way. And if you're a salon that's not on social media, you're probably going to get passed by all the other salons next door. They're on social media.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Mm-hmm.
also like another like AI company I've worked with a little bit. It's called Zoka. It's like an AI marketing company you can hire, and they'll help you get to like the top of a Google search. Like you pay them to like make you pop up on Google. So that's another
Okay.
like
So
modern way people are finding people online.
right. So I break it down this way. Instagram can be a discovery tool,
Absolutely.
but it can, but I think Google has proven itself to be a
Mhm.
better discovery tool these days. But even if somebody discovers you on Google, that potential client will likely go to your Instagram to
Exactly.
then make that decision that you just
Mhm.
described. Is it worth going to Sarah and sitting in Sarah's chair and paying money for the service that I'm going to get from Sarah? Or am I going to feel more comfortable going to somebody else? And oftentimes that decision is based off of what you see on Instagram from
Mhm.
a portfolio standpoint.
Exactly.
So there's the discovery, and then there's the process of attracting the client, which is kind of it's a multi-step thing. That's kind of how I see it happening. Google seems to be number one for discovery, and clients are searching on Google still. It's number one.
Mhm.
It's always been. I mean, it's been number one for 20 years for search, and it still is. So you mentioned Zoka. I don't know Zoka. So Zoka is a company that
They're like a new
helps.
marketing they're like the new marketing company that, helps hairstylists be like, pop up on Google number 1. You
Okay,
have to,
so
like, pay them, but
so it's SEO, search engine optimization,
yeah.
and so Zoka is a third party that you pay. Like, what do you pay, give or take, a couple $100 a month,
Yeah, it's like a
$100
couple
a
hundred
month?
bucks, I think, yeah.
Okay, and then they help you, Jane hairstylist, um, with let's say Jane hairstylist has a website. She has she's renting a station and a salon, and she has a Instagram account, and she of course wants to have a new influx of clients every month. She's not an SEO expert on Google because that's a highly technical thing. And by the way, Google
I don't know what that
changes.
means.
Yeah, exactly. So, Google changes things. So we do a lot of SEO work and stuff like that here at Salon Republic. They change the
Hmm.
game all the time
Ugh, that's
because they don't
annoying.
want anyone gaming,
Oh.
the system. That they want to make sure that they're giving the most valuable responses whenever somebody types in a search
Mhm.
hairstylist near me. They don't just want to put to the top of search somebody who kind of figured out some hack. They want the most relevant searches to be up there. So that you have this whole science called SEO, and it sounds like Zoka is an SEO kind of
Company, yeah.
expert company who does it. So you use Zoka, I guess.
Yeah, I'm, like, helping them get the word out for, like, newer stylists. 'Cause I was like, I don't really need clients. Like, I'm not really looking for new clients except for, like, maybe referrals because 'cause I'm pretty full. But it's definitely something that's helping, like, newer stylists that are trying to not everyone can build their brand on Instagram to like
Right.
100,000. It took forever to get here. And it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's a easier way than having to post every single day on Instagram to try to reach people. So yeah, when I heard about this company, I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty amazing. Cause
Right.
they like help you with keyword searches too. Like you said, like Massachusetts balayage. Like if they, it's supposed to like make your name pop up
Hmm.
first.
Okay.
I don't
So you,
exactly know the science behind it because I'm not like an expert
as we've
in this.
already
Yeah.
fleshed out, we're not SEO experts. That's what companies
No.
like Zoka are for.
But it sounds like
And
it's like very helpful. So
yeah, yes. So you hit on something which I think is very important these days, and that is it's a lot of work to post on Instagram. It's important, but
Mhm.
it is a tremendous amount of time and effort. I think the return on the amount of time and effort, and in some cases money, that people are putting into putting content on Instagram, I think the return on that is probably the lowest that it's been in a few years. And that's
Yeah,
why
it
I think it's
is.
important to talk about where
Google.
people
Yeah.
actually find you when they're searching, searchability. And Google seems to be by far the most popular way, the most effective way to be found when
Mhm.
somebody is searching on Instagram. Not to discount Instagram, because
Yeah.
again, people are going to find you on Google, then they're going to go to your
Yeah.
Instagram, and they're going to see if you're worth going to. But the first thing, the searchability, the being found, is the first step. And I love the idea of looking for a company like Zoka. There's others out there. This is
Mhm.
not a Zoka ad, but
No.
if Zoka's doing a good
No.
job, then certainly go see if you can benefit from it. Uh,
Exactly.
okay. Do you do anything on Google yourself, or do you have Zoka do it all?
No, you have to have your own like you have to create your own business page first.
Yes.
We have a
So,
salon page. I don't have my
okay,
own personal page because I wasn't really looking for my own clients, but we have
got
our
it.
I feel like you have to have a salon page or like your own business page for
Right.
this to work.
So Jane Doe hairstylist who has a station or has a studio or has a salon with other people in it
Has
should
to create the account.
should have a website,
Yes.
janedoehairstylist.com. And of course, all the information is on that website. Still very important to have a website because you control it 100%. And Google is going to essentially require you to have a website just because that's what legitimate businesses do. And
Mhm.
Google is very, um, they care a lot about giving search results that are legitimate
Mhm.
versus not legitimate. So every beauty professional, and frankly, every beauty professional, whether they're a commissioned stylist, they work on a team, should have their own website. I think this has been discussed by, I'm not the only one who said that, just so you can control what's going on with your career. And then from there, you can create a Google business account. I think it's called Google My Business, and but they keep changing the name. It might be Google Business now. It's no longer Google My Business, whatever. It's a Google Business account, and then this thing allows you to put your information that's very important. So when somebody's searching on Google, Google can very easily uh, take the information from your Google Business account and then decide to deliver it in the search results or not. It also populates the results when somebody is on Google Maps searching.
Mhm.
And this is a very important thing because Google Maps is increasingly becoming, if not has already become, one of the main ways that people search for goods and services that are geographically important. Geographically important, meaning you live in Franklin, Massachusetts, and when you search for a hairstylist, it's meaningless if you get a hairstylist who works in New York City. You
True.
need geographically specific hairstylists because you want it to be convenient. So this is very important. A lot of people go to Google Maps to search for things like hairstylists near me. And so having a Google business account is super important. And then beyond that, I imagine Google, Zoka does all these things that are very important, like, are you keeping up with putting photographs on your Google business account? Are you keeping up with making sure the contact information is accurate?
Mhm.
There are questions and comments and reviews that happen on Google business account. and it can be kind of annoying as somebody who works behind the chair all day to have to worry about their Google business account. Am I on the right page? Does Zoka do those things for you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. Like they have so many different services that they
Yeah.
can do for you.
Okay. So all of these things are extremely important for any beauty professional, not just an independent, but commission as well. Another question for you: do you have Yelp experience?
I think I'm on Yelp. I know I'm like the worst at asking clients to give me a review. I have to admit, I hate asking people to review me, but I'm pretty sure I do have some 5 stars on Yelp.
No, that's
I
good.
didn't ask for it, but some couple people threw it out there.
Okay,
I
we're
know
not
that's
going to talk.
important, obviously,
We're not going to talk about Yelp. I think Yelp is important. I don't think it's as important as
as
Google
important. Okay.
would be my
Mm-hmm.
personal um, perspective on the way that things are. I actually, as a consumer, I've been moving away from Yelp
Oh.
and towards Google Maps when it comes to finding a place to eat or finding a whatever chiropractor or
Hmm.
something like that, because I find that Yelp is so bought and paid for. It's so pay me and I'll put the business up there. I think it's gotten worse in that regard. And I've noticed that they've been suppressing. For example, there's this amazing Mediterranean restaurant down the street from where I live. I can't find it on Yelp. It's on
That's
Google
weird.
Maps,
Hmm.
but it's not on Yelp. I don't know what they did to be what shadow banned,
Removed.
whatever the term is, on Yelp. But Yelp is more of like a pay us and we'll put you on it kind of
Yeah,
directory
that's
versus
interesting.
Google, which is more of a directory. More like the Yellow Pages, like back in the day. That's been my impression.
Hmm.
All right. So what are you seeing behind the chair these days? Any change in client behavior?
Yeah, people want to go long. I've had a lot of people, maybe it's just because it's a fall change of seasons, but everybody wants to go like more lived in. Like all my highlight foil clients are like, I want a balayage and I want to come back in 3 months instead of 6 weeks. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll
Yeah,
do that for you.
right. I don't
A
want to
lot
do
of
that for
like,
you, but I will.
exactly. So I have a lot of people right now like going very lived in, which is good because then then I can open my books up to like new clients. If you have gray coverage and just like regular highlighting clients, they're filling up your book every 3 to 6 weeks. So it's harder to have like openings. So when I transfer people more into like a lived in color, it's actually fine because it opens up my books for like newer clients, which I
Hmm.
like to obviously take new clients still, but for a little while I was getting freaked out. I'm like, I don't think I can take any more clients because then your regular clients get mad if they can't get in when they want to. So yeah, I'd say lived in color is huge right now.
And as you're supplementing the few holes in your schedule, are
Hmm.
you changing your prices for the new clients? How do you work that
Um, I like try to like go up a little bit every year.
for everyone?
It's yeah. So sometimes not necessarily like just changing it just for the new client, but like come January, I try to reassess and figure out what my pricing should be.
Hmm. Okay.
I mean, some
And,
people, some of my long term clients, obviously they have their own price and never gonna mess with that. But yeah, definitely for anyone new or newly since I moved to the new salon a year ago, it's gonna have the same pricing.
what is something that you did in your career that you wish you hadn't done?
Hmm. Something I did. Wore really bad shoes.
Where
When
where
I was
shoes that
like
look good and
terrible shoes when I was 20 and like crawled to my car. After
but they
work, so I
looked
couldn't
so
walk.
good.
But I looked good, but my feet hurt. Yeah, like didn't really take care of my body, honestly.
And
But
how
like
do you do that now? So, I mean, maybe you wear more. Obviously, you have the
yeah,
MS to be concerned about, but what's your advice
like
to
have
behind the chair?
stand on a mat because like some salons don't have mats. I think my mat's I'm the only one in my salon that has a mat, which is fine, but like I need my mat. It really helps on the lower back. I think that just like your stretching and like exercise is really important. Drinking enough water because hairstylists, we don't take care of ourselves because we have no time. So like we don't eat, we drink too much coffee, and we don't drink enough water.
Hmm.
So
And
probably not taking care of myself.
coffee is what is that called? A diuretic, or
Yeah, and it
it's a
dehydrates you.
dehydrator. Yeah.
Yeah, it dehydrates you.
So if you're drinking coffee, you got to drink water.
Yeah, but then you don't have time to drink water because you can't go to the bathroom 50 times a day.
Right.
So I
Exactly.
feel like balance of like literally self-care balance. I feared that clients would leave me if I didn't please them in every single way, shape, or form. So I didn't put myself first. I feel like nowadays you should put your health first instead of bending over backwards for people that you might not see again next year.
Hmm. And so, what did that look like for you before? Did that mean fitting somebody in?
Yes, work like fitting people in because, "Oh, I need my grays done because what so and so." So
Yeah.
you'd work till 10 o'clock at night just trying to, like, make everybody happy. And
Uh-huh.
sometimes you just have to make boundaries and, like, take care of yourself. I feel like boundaries is a big thing.
Boundaries is a big thing. And how long into your career before you learned that and were able to put in some healthy boundaries?
Probably, like, halfway into my career. So I
So
didn't really
10
have
years.
any yeah, like, I didn't have anybody really, like, coaching me into doing that, but when I finally figured it out, I'm like, "Alright, I need to, like, make little boundaries here." The more you feel, like, valued I feel like if you feel valued by your clients and you know that people wanna get into you, then you don't necessarily, have to worry about those few people that you can't please all the time.
Hmm.
So it's like, "Alright, you're gonna leave me because I couldn't reschedule your appointment next Tuesday? That's fine. I have somebody on my waiting list, like, waiting to get in." So, I feel like the more I had more self-value, that the more I, like, didn't fear losing clients. It was a
Yeah.
big fear, like, a huge anxiety. If you got sick, I was afraid to, like, get sick and have to cancel on somebody because I might lose them. I don't
Yeah.
think that's healthy.
Especially when you're building your clientele,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the reasons why we do this podcast is um, to really bring all this information to the listeners who also don't have mentors. You said
Mhm.
you didn't have a mentor, you figured it out on your own, and it took you 10 years to get to the point where you felt confident having boundaries. You probably didn't even think about what a boundary was for the first
Mhm.
10 years. And then you're like, rut-row, my back hurts or my knees hurt
Yeah.
or whatever. And I need to figure out this thing called boundaries. One of the reasons we do this podcast is so the listeners can hear things like this and recognize the important things to start thinking about as early as possible in their career. So thank you for sharing all this, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it makes me so happy that I can help somebody.
What's the most difficult conversation you've ever had with somebody in your chair?
Most difficult conversation. Hmm. I mean, people tell me a lot of personal things, but I wouldn't say that was like difficult. Probably just telling somebody no. So I've like learned consultation is key. It's like the most important part of your service. And it took me like my still to this day, I'm very like, I don't want to say brutal, but like honest in a consultation. And I will tell somebody like, no, like you can't have this or this won't work for you. And sometimes people think I'm like being mean, but I'm not being mean. I'm just saying like, no, like you can't, this isn't practical for your hair. So I feel like being honest, like, I don't think you're the client for me or you can't have what you're asking for is difficult but necessary. So that's probably
Yeah.
like telling a client no is scary, but like very necessary.
Yes, truth is kind. Being honest with
Yeah.
somebody is kind. Even
Exactly.
though they might not feel like it in the moment because it's all about, the emotions of the information that you're giving them, the disappointment. But
Mhm.
it's being kind to be honest. What's not kind is not being honest, then trying something and then
Exactly.
ruining
Yes.
their look.
So I've learned that the hard way. You try to people please. You say yes to something that you knew you weren't sure about, and then like they're disappointed in the end. So it's definitely
Hmm.
better to like I always say like under promise, over deliver. And that's like what I
Hmm.
live by. Under promise and over deliver.
Yeah,
And clients
absolutely.
appreciate that. It just takes maturity and experience to get
Mhm.
comfortable to do that. But I feel like learn that now, young stylists, because you'll have more peace about it.
Abs- Absolutely. If you could wave a wand and change anything about the industry at all right now, what would it be?
Sometimes as the hairstylist, I feel like the brands need us, right? Because we're the ones using their products. But sometimes I feel like we're undervalued and like they'd rather just like post a celebrity holding their product. But it's
Mm.
like, wait, the little people, the ones that like are actually purchasing their color at the hair store every week. So I feel like I would like the hairstylist to be more appreciated,
Yeah,
kind
I
of.
think it's a great answer.
Yeah,
Do you have any hair horror stories?
probably.
Let's hear one. Think
um,
about your your most horrific hair
oh
experience in the
Lord.
salon.
I feel like we've
Or
definitely
or it could
yeah.
be somebody else, like you were in a salon and the stylist next to you did something horrible.
Well, I've seen like some crazy things with like I've definitely fried some people's hair off.
Yep.
This girl, like I don't remember how old I was, but she was like super, super like her natural color was like black and she was like platinum and she had like a few inches of roots and swore this was like the color she wanted and like we did like on the scalp bleach to her and literally I was shampooing her in the sink and like the hair is just falling out in clumps. I was like, "Oh god, I guess we shouldn't have bleached her hair." But you don't really like whatever. My boss just had me do like conditioning treatments for a couple months. But her hair was already over processed, so we just should have left it alone.
Yeah.
So, like, I was kind of forced into doing that because I, like, didn't work for myself.
Yeah.
We've had, like, some chemical reactions with if people have, like, hard water or chlorine or, like, weird things in their hair, I've seen foils smoke,
Oh
which
my
is
God.
scary because you can have, like, a chemical reaction and the bleach and the chemical in their hair start smoking. So then
Yep.
I learned how to, like, do, like, K-18, like, L'Oreal Metal Detox, like, pre-treatments
Hmm.
because you don't know what's in people's hair, and it's very scary when a chemical reaction happens.
Yeah. And
That's pretty
oftentimes,
scary.
and I know in the industry you're like, the educators are like, ask your client, but we all know that the
They
client may not
don't.
even know what's in their hair, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Oh, very, very wise words. Do you have any last words for the community?
Hmm. Well, this was just, like, so much fun sharing my story. I just hope I, like, encourage people to, like, put themselves out there, be consistent on Instagram, value yourself, take care of yourself. Know that the hairstylist is we're the ones that drive the industry, so just know that like we're important and just like value each other. Um, just help out your
Absolutely.
fellow stylists. So we should all be giving back to each other and supporting each other instead of like what's the word? Like, it
Uh,
used to be, like, very competitive when I was first a stylist, like, you wouldn't help the person down the street, and I'm just saying, like, help each other, we're all in this together.
Yeah, totally agree. Maybe less criticism.
Mhm.
Some people like to jump on there. It's not a majority, but if there's 30 comments about something on somebody's post, there might be one or two negative ones. And of course, the bigger the account, the more
Right.
anonymous people think that they
Mhm.
are. The almost the less human the commenter thinks the poster is.
It's so
The
true.
bigger their account is. And these are humans too.
Exactly.
You guys, you might have a lot of followers and you might get a lot of comments, but you're still human, and you're still as sensitive and real as the next person. And I know it's very hurtful when people write comments, but
Mhm.
they think that they can, that kind of the trolls think that it's a good thing to bring down somebody who seems like they're on the tippy top of the mountain. But that's really an unfair and inhumane way to look at it.
Exactly. I think we just
Yeah,
support each other.
yeah. Well, thank you. This is amazing. You're very inspirational. Thank you for the MS story and all
Mhm.
of your challenges related to that. And thank you for the grit and tenacity that you show on a daily basis to go to the salon, stand up, do your clients, and even when you don't feel like it.
Mhm.
So, thank you very much for that.
Thank you for having me.